All right, Virgo, this is your card from March, week 4. This card fell out for me today. And I was like, okay. And I think I might be feeling it now. This is like what I'm doing now, right? Virgo, if you're feeling good and you're feeling, healthy right now, be creative. Write something, you know, draw something, play something. I feel like you need to get back in touch with your talents, okay? And also, this is kind of like, this is also celebrating your children in some kind of way, Virgo. If you have children or if you have like people that you care about around you in your environment, show them, tell them, let them know. It doesn't have to be in the same way that it's always been done. Because clearly we can't really get together for like birthday parties and things like that. So this card is definitely not talking about that at this moment in time. It's saying like, there are ways to come together over, the internet, over the phone, that type of thing, FaceTiming with groups of people is always really good if that gets you and your family or your people excited, that type of thing, like having more than, a few people in the room on the FaceTime, that type of thing. It's a different way of communicating. We're adapting to these changes, and you're adapting so that you can maintain a level of flow about you so that you can keep enjoying, yourself and this time, because it is time off that we're having, even though we're having to be very vigilant about like where we go, how we do things, who we're around, our environment, which the threes are always talking about that. And these are kind of like meaningful conversations that are happening with this 3 of Cups, and also thought patterns that you might be having, because there is some introspection that takes place with the threes because it's very Gemini, and it kind of talks about being involved with your own thought patterns, right, and being able to maneuver and play around that, right, with yourself. And it could just be stirring up these new feelings that you are, being inspired by, right? Anyway, this also talks about the home, right? Because it's Venus in Cancer, or Mercury in Cancer, I'm sorry. And it definitely wants you to kind of beautify the home, maybe cleaning, freshening things up, new smells, new colors, that type of thing. If there's some rearranging that you could do that you've probably been wanting to do, get into that. I also feel like, you know, if you're in a place where you can actually get out and go to a park and actually not be around a lot of people, then getting fresh air and doing that might be good. Definitely, I would say eat really healthy at this time, because that's going to be very beneficial to you, and strengthening your immune system. Cancer rules the gut, the stomach, and it also rules the breast, right? And the breast is talking about feeding as well. I don't know how you guys are, if you would even be considering breastfeeding during something like this, but if some of you are, then think about that. Yeah, because the third house is talking about children as well, being that it's Gemini, and then Cancer is also the mother, and it's talking about food. Speaking of food, if you are somebody that might need, okay, because the threes need food, and you might be thinking about your need for food, then I would definitely suggest that you inquire or you look up your local agencies that have services that provide people with things that are essential to life, definitely if you're someone that might be limited at this time, that could be something that you could do. I remember I did something like this back when I forget, it might have been like in 2007, but I was up here in New York and I had to go and get a bag of groceries from somewhere, and I sure did, and I brought it back home and I was all right. You know what I mean? So it really just takes some action and some thought process and some planning and a little bit of like agility work to make things work for you, especially if it's something that you need, that you know you need, that you're concerned about, that you feel like people are looking to you. Because Cancer, people look to Cancer just as much as they look to that Capricorn energy, right? Because Capricorn, that's bringing something real that we know is real, that can get us something or make something happen for us, right? And we're taking that thing, and Cancer is really making it palatable, right? Makes it edible, makes it wearable, makes it, wholesome. It makes it, I keep saying, it just makes it feel good, okay? It gives it soul. It gives it feeling. That's what Cancer does. It adds another layer to something that would otherwise just be a thing.